Morning. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go. Good morning, Renee. Hello. Here we come, 2020. Dun, 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 dun.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Becca. Hello, Bridget. Hi, Serena.
Good morning.
Yay, we're doing it.
Here they come.
It's 2020.
Yep.
This seems crooked to me.
Let's get this party started.
Yep.
Welcome, Janet. Hello, Sonia. Welcome, ladies. Hi, Ashley Moon. Wow, it feels like since last year, since we've seen each other. Welcome, Sarah.
Hi, everyone. We're doing it. Hi, Mary. Hi, Renee. Serena, you may want to change your name. I don't know why it keeps defaulting.
Sage.
I just want to be like you.
We have duplicated. It's really that I want to be like you.
Let's swap for 2020.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Liz. Hi, Terry. Hi, Renee. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Mary. Oh, it's so good to be here with all of you. Oh, how many of you have 2020 working on you already? 2020 has felt a little bit like a bucking bronco to me. Is anybody experiencing any of that? It's felt like a little bit of a wild ride. Like, whoa, welcome to 2020. Okay, here we are. Hang on, let's go.
Goodbye, sleep.
Well, let's all take a deep breath and let ourselves land here. Thank you so much for being here. Serena, it's so good to see you and to lead this call with you after being in Africa with you. Hi, Judy. Hi, Ina. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Janet. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Marion. Charmaine. Everybody that's jumping on. Mary Duman. Let's take a deep breath and just let yourselves arrive on the first entrepreneurial leadership call of 2020. I am putting a stake in the ground that this year be a really powerful year for you, that you look back and think, wow, 2020 was the year my business really clicked in. And for those of you who are a little over halfway through your program, that's not everybody, but for those of you that are a little over halfway, some of you have lovingly pointed out that you're in month 9. This is the birthing month. And so if you are judging yourselves or wondering why you're not a little further along at this point, I'm here to tell you that this is often the time of your program, that like the last third of your program, that people start to really, like things start to really click in. So take a breath into that. Take any gremlins out of your head. Take them out. Take them out. Throw them out the window so you can be fully present here today with us. And let's give a big wahoo to ELA 2020. Ready, everybody? 1, 2, 3. Ow, ow, ow! Woo! Oh my gosh.
Yes!
Oh, wow. In reviewing the videos, I think Serena and Shannon will attest to this. It was so hard to choose a winner for the Big Deal contest. We are going to announce winners in just a moment. Shannon is here with us, and she will help us do that. But I just want to share, Serena, if it's okay, I'd love to just share a couple of things that we came back with after being in Uganda for over a week together, and then Serena stayed on. And how many of you have ever been to Africa? So about half of you. That's pretty amazing, actually. As many of you know, this month's call is about enrollment and leadership, and really looking at where might you be shrinking a little bit in the face of confidently enrolling your clients, right? Because enrollment is about leadership. Can you guys feel that? At the heart of enrollment, at the heart of you enrolling the clients that are waiting for you, it's about your leadership, who you're being. raise your hand if you've noticed that enrollment conversations are just like a spiritual journey in and of themselves, like every minute of an enrollment conversation, right? I love seeing your hands go up. We're also going to be talking about what you want to create in 2020 this year and how to really get clear on setting some intentions around that. There was a moment in Africa when we got off the bus for the very first time that we were just swarmed by these, African girls in pink t-shirts, and they were the girl power t-shirts. And I didn't know that Vivian had printed the Women Rocking Business logo on the back of the t-shirts because we were the main sponsor of the trip. We were the reason why 1,000 girls got to go to camp this year. And the girls swarmed us and they kept like turning around, and all of a sudden I saw like dozens of girls with Women Rocking Business on their t-shirts on the other side of the frickin' planet, and like something sunk in, like we did that. Like it hadn't fully sunk in. Do you know what I mean? Like when you do something and then you don't, like you're kind of thick-skulled. Like I can be very thick-skulled. And I just remember looking in Serena's eyes and looking in Shannon's eyes, and I'm like, I'm on the other side of the world with my two key team members, and we literally just made this difference for these girls, and they're one by one standing up talking about how they are now committed to report violence to the police. And we're hearing stories of girls that almost got raped by their uncle, and because they went through the girl power curriculum, they knew what to do. They freaking grabbed his balls and they did their cat call, and the neighbors get this training and their parents are getting this training. And Girl Power Project is in 100 villages in Uganda, and parents come from all over to get the training, and the whole culture is changing in Uganda. Men are now going to jail for 4 years because of the violence that they bring. And for the first time, there's consequences. And then they've been tracking these girls, and 5 years into the program, these girls are having 2 babies instead of 7 babies. And so we together, and all of the contributions that you guys have made to Women Rocking Business, are helping to reverse global warming. And I was in tears every day, I think. Serena, Shannon, like, would you guys agree? Like, when I think about what we can do, when we stop trying to take on the whole world and we just do one thing, like I think about what every single one of you can do. There's a word in Africa called Ubuntu. Have you guys heard this word? Ubuntu. It means I am me because you are you. And, I got back from Africa, and in the past week, I went to the Midwest to see my family for the holiday. I was exhausted. I got sick. I've been sicker than I've been in a long, long time. Like, I've been so sick in the last week. Yesterday was the first day I started feeling like myself again. And our launch crashed on Monday. Like, our launch crashed. We had 13,000 people watching. The video didn't work. The day one video did not work. Our Facebook ads account got shut down. We're about $100,000 on the line for this launch, and nothing was working. I had a short cry, and then right away I thought about the girls in Africa. And I was like, this is not a problem. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? Like, what I'm going through is not really a problem. And I keep reflecting every day on the courage that every single one of you is calling forth to bring your message, to book your signature talks, to do your videos, to get out there, to enroll your clients. And I'm just here to remind us, the only thing that gets us through the ups and the downs of growing a business is our love. How much do you love your clients? And I'm going to invite us right here, right now, today, at the helm of 2020, to ask, what is going to guide us toward the love that's so big that we have for the people we serve, so that we don't let the hiccups stop us? Because it is your love that had you say yes to this in the first place, and it's your love that's going to have it go as big as you want it to go. Serena, it was such an honor to be in Africa with you. Shannon, you too. Do you guys want to share a sentence? And then I know, Serena, you're going to be telling more stories because you were over there almost a month.
I'll just pop in with, since Serena's got some more stories to tell, and just say that my answer to that question that you're asking was taking that trip, because it was really edgy for me. And I have a lot going on outside of Women Rocking Business to get there, a wife, mother, and some other projects I'm working on. And it was so heart-opening. And here's the thing. My mission in life isn't necessarily going to be about serving the girls in Africa, even though I'm incredibly grateful to be a part of what we were able to do in our community with and for them. But what I realized is that there's a lot of life happening outside of my American bubble, and that we're all in this together, and that no matter what country we live in, we're facing our own challenges, right? And it was just so unifying, and it brought me back to my love for you as our clients who are going through your own unique challenges, not to compare one challenge to another, but your own unique challenges to get your work out into the world and to uplift the world. I mean, literally uplift the world one person at a time by doing inspiring work, by creating a vision and a business that's not dependent on, systems that are frankly corrupt and broken. And we are each doing that work in our own way right where we are. And that going on this bigger mission to Africa reminded me of how important each one of your missions is to me.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Oh, Shannon, you inspire me. Oh, Serena.
I'm muted.
Serena, we can't hear you. Oh, I'm trying to do it at the same time you are.
God, that was so important. That was just like the totally best thing I've ever said.
It was the most profound thing she said, and you guys missed it.
I hope you got the transmission. That was it. Ubuntu meant to me, and what I got to see was something that happens in Africa, and it happens here in this community that we call ELA, and it happens in the human heart. And as I'm listening to you ladies, your faces on the screen, listening to our experiences in Uganda, I can feel you feeling like, wow, we're all connected. We belong to a human race that is struggling to survive on the same planet together. One of my guides on safari, Joseph, was sharing with me what Ubuntu meant to him. A conservationist, a family man, and he was saying Ubuntu is like having a game where all the kids are trying to race to get the one mango. There's just one delicious mango. All the kids are at the starting line and they're racing, and each and every one of them wants that mango. He says Ubuntu is when the kids decide to hold hands together and race to grab the mango together, and then when they get it, they take it apart and they share it with everyone. That is the heart of Ubuntu for him. And I got goosebumps right now as I'm telling that, because when I got to see the Ugandan people stand up, hold hands for all that needs to be happening over there, I felt so proud to be there with the Women Rocking Business team, being like, this is what we do at home. This is why we had these t-shirts printed. This is why we gather together. This is why we do what we do. Because it needs all of us holding hands, running towards the fruit together and sharing that's going to really turn things around. So each and every one of you who's on this call today that's resonating with any part of what we did together in Uganda, take a piece of that fruit right into your own heart. Because when you have the courage to stand up for what you're standing for in your business, for your message, you're literally putting your hands out and grabbing other women, men, and children and saying, come on, let's do this together. It's ours together. So I'm hoping you're catching this infusion of Ubuntu as we move into 2020, because it's just really the first week. And we've got a whole year ahead of us. And for some of you, right, this is the most juicy time of your entrepreneurial career. This time when so much of what you learned is coalescing for you to take action to really make a change. So I'll take a big breath into that.
So beautiful. So beautiful. And as we walk toward that mango together, knowing we all get to share a piece, knowing that it's the love in your heart that's going to pull you through the times when you don't want to do it, the times when you think you're behind. Oh, I'm so behind in ELA. I couldn't possibly catch up. That's a story, right? The times when you don't want to go on, how quickly can you reach out to one of your sisters and let her love you? The key isn't that she will love you. The key is, are you going to let her love you? Are you going to let that love in to be reminded that you've been chosen for this, right? And so think about, what is the word that will pull you toward that love the quickest, okay? Because we're going to invite you to post a word on Facebook in a moment and have that word be like your guiding word for 2020. Some of you have played this game with us before. I'll just share briefly that I love setting New Year's intentions, but there's something about one word, the power of one word. Can you feel that? When it's March and all of the intentions and the good intentions have fallen away and you forgot what they even were, we can remember a word. So a few years ago, my word was wealth, because I had never thought of myself as wealthy before, like more than enough money, more than enough energy, more than enough to go around. So the whole year I just kept bringing in that energy of wealth, and it changed my life to have that be my word that year. It literally changed my life. That was the year we became $1 million company. One word. The following year I chose the word team, and the whole year I spent nurturing and cultivating relationships. It was my guiding force that I didn't want to do this business alone. I wanted to learn how to be an amazing boss, an amazing manager. I formed deeper relationships with Shannon and Serena, Jen Sebastian, and you guys can see the team that we have at Women Rocking Business. You know, what is the word that you know you will be pulled forward by? The word that's going to remind you that that love is bigger than the doubts, the fears, the bumps, the hesitations. So head over to Facebook. Do we have it up,
Yeah.
Serena?
Yeah, it's posted at the top.
Sweet. So Serena just posted a sticker to prompt you to share your word for 2020. And do we have some words coming in over there?
I'm just rebooting to see what comes. Yep, got women lining up. Ah, beautiful. We've got Marianne with integrity, Melissa with joy, Ada's got trust and bold, Michelle Lyons, mindfulness, and Rachel with connection. Ina's got love going on, and Dawn is leaning into confidence.
Letitia, I see prosperity for you.
Sharon's in service, and Ashley's committed. Awesome, ladies. This is it. This is it.
Marlene, you are worthy. Take a breath and take that word into your heart and lean toward the camera and just give each other a little nod. Just feel the power of the joy, the abundance, the worthiness, the commitment. Feel your sisters with you. Feel the truth that we're going together. As we dive into strategy, I want to make sure that you sitting there in front of your computers are reminded on this day that you are not alone. Give each other a little kiss. Yes, you are not alone. Let yourself be seen. Let yourself be visible. We have a few videos to show you for the visibility for the I'm a Big Deal contest. I'm doing a visibility contest over in the Women Rocking Business Sisterhood group. I'm feeling a little bipolar right now. By the way, for those of you who are not tracking, thank you, Serena, the Big Deal contest. For those of you who are not tracking our launch, has anybody been keeping an eye on the Facebook group, the Women Rocking Business Sisterhood Facebook group? We have over 14,000 women over there right now, posting, playing, 800 comments on videos. It's fun to just watch it because, I was watching other people's launches and groups before I started doing my own. And that's how you learn. So I am going to recommend, if you haven't been tracking, the launch that's going on this week. I'm doing a training over there called Rock Your Talk, how to put a talk together. You guys already have that training in ELA, obviously, but I'm going to invite you to watch one or two of the videos, not because you don't already have that content, but because what I'm going to invite you to imprint on is what percentage of information I'm giving that's content and what percentage I'm giving that's actually enrollment. Does that make sense? Because when you do a video for potential clients, it's different than a video you do for clients, right? And it's really important for you guys, raise your hand if you know you kind of overgive and you just give content and the offer part is hard for you. So I just want to make sure that you have a chance to see the ratio of what it looks like to be generous and give some great content, but also be selling. Because I was really particular to do that in all the videos that you'll see posted this week. So go over there, watch the videos, write down any questions you have, and we'll do a little debrief in February so you guys can kind of be behind the scenes of the launch and ask me any questions you want to about it and learn from it. And I'll be telling you guys some of the things that we learned. Videos. I'm a big deal videos. Holy crap. I don't know how we even decided. Every single one of you who made a video is a winner, like for real, for real, for real, for real. I almost wanted to just not choose winners this year. But the problem is we had prizes and things like that to give away. So I want to actually start by showing you the first minute of one of our Leverage Sisters videos, because this is an example of a woman among you who has made her love bigger than her fear in a huge way. I think it's a huge teaching. Shannon, would you share that video? You guys will have to turn the volume up on your computer to be able to hear this.
It's coming.
While we're waiting, I'm actually going to, let's see if I have it.
Shannon's sharing that her screen froze, Sage, on her end.
I'm gonna pull it up here.
Okay.
All right, I have it right here. Okay, let's see if I can do this.
I'm asking Shannon to stop her screen share.
Yeah, we may, if she's totally frozen, we actually may. All right, let's see. All right, now we're back. Are we back?
I'm still seeing Shannon's screen share. If her computer's frozen, it's probably
Shannon,
frozen.
you might have to hang up, babe. All right, so I have 2 announcements to share while we figure this out. Just take a breath and just be grateful for technology when it works. And I'm going to give you guys 2 quick announcements. The first one, write this down for those of you who have not scheduled all of your coaching sessions with your coach. Please get on top of your coaching sessions. Remember, your coaching sessions expire the end of March because April is the last month of the program for many of you. And for those of you who are in month 9 of your program, your coaching sessions expire in March. For those of you who just joined a few months ago, this does not regard to you. But we ask you to use your coaching sessions because the earlier in the program you use them, the better results you're going to have. Does it make sense? Some of you guys jumped into Leverage already, and you're planning on being with us in Leverage. You're oriented that way, and that means you get 2 bonus coaching sessions with your coaches. Can you guys imagine what happens to our coaching schedules in April if everybody waits to use their last 3 coaching sessions in April? Our coaches are absolutely not able to accommodate you. So I say this with total love. Book your coaching sessions. Now is when you need them. Now is when you're going, we really want to light a fire under your butt to be using the systems, booking the talks, doing the videos, getting your branding and your marketing super clear so that you can be getting out there. Raise your hand if you know it's time to book your next session. Your coaches are standing by. All right. The last thing I want to say, as long as we're on this topic, is those of you who did jump in to Early Bird Leverage, we're doing a half VIP day to do a jumpstart training with myself. That date has changed to February 3rd. It used to be February 7th. Now it's February 3rd. All of those details are in your calendar, in your forum. But please make a note for those of you that jumped into Leverage, the Jumpstart training is Monday, February 3rd from 9 a.m. till noon. My schedule was completely mixed up and I wanted to make sure that I was going to be there for every moment of it with you. So thank you for being flexible with that change. Let me see if I can show you this incredible video. Can we have a drum roll for your Leverage sister who won first place? Y'all have to turn your volume up.
Deborah.
My name is Deborah Bruner, and I'm the founder of Heroic Women Warriors, and I am a big freaking deal. I'm a survivor of domestic violence and drug addiction, and I love sharing my story of hope and inspiration with other women. Unfortunately, over the past 8 years, I haven't really made a viable business doing this. When I went to see Sage Levine in Santa Cruz at Women Rocking Business, and she was on stage talking about how we could do signature talks and we could do retreats and we could do discovery calls and all these things I had no idea about. I was like, oh my God, I can do what I love and make money. I'm all in. So I was so fired up and ready to go. Little did I know, just a few weeks later, on April 13th, I would get that knock on the door that no mother ever wants to get. It was a police officer telling me that my eldest son had passed away. I'll tell you, my world just fell apart in an instant. I mean, he was everything to me. He was the one who gave me the strength to leave the abuse, to quit the drugs, to turn my life around. And now he was gone. See, I'm a big deal because I didn't quit. I kept going. I learned how to do opt-in pages, and I learned how to create my program, Breakthrough to Your Inner Warrior, and I learned how to do a red hot special. I even did my first signature talk since he passed away in November. I had 12 women there, and out of them, 5 signed up for a discovery call. See, when life knocks me down, I get back up and I keep on walking because I know that there's still women out there who need me. So I'm not going to quit, and I'm going to honor my son, and I'm going to keep moving forward with this business. So yeah, I'm a hell of a big deal.
Oh, can you feel her? Can we give her a kiss? Mwah, thank you, Deborah, for being so brave. If Deborah can do a signature talk on the backside of losing her son last year, every single one of us can get up and do our best. Give each other a high five. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for holding space for that. I knew that you would all want to see that. All right. Shannon, are you back? And if not, I am all prepared to announce the big deal winners. I don't know if Shannon made it back. I think she might be having...
I'm back.
Are you? Awesome.
It froze up and I'm afraid to do that again, but I have them ready.
Do you want to review the contest and I'll do the screen shares?
Yeah, exactly. Let me review the contest. So yes. We had such a hard time picking all of you, and I want you all to know first and foremost from me that I think you're all winners. I hope I'm not repeating what Sage has already said, but I do really feel like we're all winners for posting, and we're all big deals. And that said, we have some winners for the big deal contest, and the prizes are, as a reminder, the first place gets a spot on the Women Rocking Business Live client panel, which is super hot. You're going to come to Women Rocking Business Live and be on stage with a select few of clients and Sage. Super hot. You also get a $5,000 headshot package with our amazing photographer, Siddiqui, who does soul portraits. She's amazing the way she captures you. So that in and of, who doesn't need a headshot? I need a headshot. I needed a new headshot for 10 years. And the first place winner also gets $5,000 gift towards a future program with Women Rocking Business. So that's our first place prize. Our second and third place, they're each getting a $1,500 gift certificate towards a future Women Rocking Business program, plus 3 bonus Gold Pash coaching sessions that you can use with any of your ELA coaches. So that's also super hot. All right, so we're going to dive in. Do you want me to share all of the winners at once or just start with the first?
Let's do winner number 3.
All right, winner number 3, drum roll please. Ashley Moon, you are winner number 3.
Ashley! So awesome. I saw so much leadership and love in your video. We're just going to share the first place video, but Ashley, I want to just say your video had so much humor and personality and enthusiasm. Sorry, you guys. I'm having technical difficulties over here. All right, Shannon, let's talk about number 2.
Okay. Here we go. Number 2 and our second place winner. Drum roll, please. Rachel Stefanik.
Yes! Mwah! Rachel, oh my gosh, what a totally rock solid and incredible video you made as well. Heartfelt and authentic, so powerful. Loved hearing from both of you. You guys were so present on camera. And that's really the big trick, right? You saw that in Deborah's videos. That's really the big trick to being on video, is that you're not trying to be somebody else. You're literally talking to one person. You know, jot that down. When I make videos, I always think about who I want to make this video for, and I make it for one person. I look into the camera and I'm talking to one person, and you could really feel that in all 3 of these videos and in many of your videos. And both of you guys are going to get the extra coaching sessions and the gift certificate. And reminder, our first place winner gets the headshot package and the spot on stage. Drum roll for this.
Lauren Puma.
All right, let's share.
Oh.
Let's share your video, Lauren. We want everybody to see it.
People making an impact in the world. In February, I made a vision board to call for divine feminine guidance, and I attracted Space Divine. Before Women Rocking Business, I was struggling to enroll coaching clients and earn a living from charity and gift. I knew that ELA was exactly what I needed to become a profitable entrepreneur and make an impact.
Check out her t-shirt.
No kidding.
My husband told me that he was going to close his yoga studio because it was losing money. I was devastated. I couldn't let it happen. I trusted that it could be saved because I had the support of ELA. And you know what? I'm kind of a big deal because I applied everything that I learned to save his business while launching my own. Businesses, I conducted feedback surveys, client interviews, I collected testimonials, I enrolled clients, I created marketing approaches, packages, referral partnerships, and organized a day-long event to raise money for our community crisis center.
Yeah, you
In the last 30
did.
days, we netted over $30,000.
$30,000.
Business, I
I gamified by creating a weight loss competition. I did 3 signature talks. I enrolled 3 clients into my 6-month weight loss program, earning nearly $8,000. Yes, kind of a big deal.
Oh my gosh, we're so proud of you. Where are you?
She's down there crying.
Oh, Lauren, we love you so much.
Hey, beauty.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
When that contest came on at the last retreat, I looked over at my ELA buddy, Laura, and I said, that's mine. Yes, that's mine. And you know what? Right before I made that video, I got another client, like literally an hour before. I took 2 hours to tape that video. And Sage, last night I actually had a dream about you. And we were like, you know, talking and like became BFF or whatever. But I told my husband this morning, I said, I don't know if this is like, you know, foreshadowing. He's like, it definitely is. Thank you so much.
well, what I really want to emphasize is how, again, just like with Deborah and like with every single one of you, life has beaten you down. And our opportunity is to get back up. And what I was really proud of too is, and I want to say this to every single one of you, how many of you could really use a new client this month? Raise your hand. Okay. Remember, one client can completely turn around your financial reality. One client. Breathe into that. Are you guys picking up what I'm laying down? So we are going to link arms, just like Serena said. We're walking toward the mango together. It's a really ripe mango. And we are going for that one next client together. And I'm putting a stake in the ground that this group is stronger than ever before at the helm of 2020, right? That we all now are going to go get our next few clients together so that we can change those lives. And we can continue to be paid what we're worth. And Lauren, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of your husband. Congratulations. Let's give you a kiss. Mwah. All right. If Lauren can do it, we can do it. All right. Give me a good growl. Oh, yeah. We're doing it. 2020. Yeah. All right. We're going for it. We're going for it. Okay. So we are going to start by diving in and talking about enrollment. I want to say just a couple things about what enrollment is and what enrollment isn't. And I want to, oh, by the way, thanks Shannon for being such an important part of the I'm a Big Deal contest. She curated so much of that contest. And we are going to let you know about the Bring a Friend contest. We have opened up seats for you guys to bring your friends to our March event. We'll tell you about that at the end. But I want to really land on this, this mini training for you around reminding you and teasing out some of the, you know, we are ready for a higher level conversation about enrollment. You guys know what GROW is. You've practiced. So let's dive in and really look at what it is that might be holding you back in your leadership of GROW, in your leadership of leading people toward the transformation that you provide. This handout was again from this month. We always recommend you guys grab the handouts out of the forum before the calls. This is the handout that we're going to be talking about, the enrollment and Bring a Friend ninja skills. BAF stands for Bring a Friend. A lot of our women love playing the Bring a Friend contest because it's a chance to practice enrollment without it being all about your programs. You can practice enrollment for our event. And it has you, it gives you the space to be able to stand in the fire in a different kind of a way. So we'll talk more about that. But what is enrollment? What is it not? Enrollment is about your leadership. It's about you being genuinely present. The best saleswomen on the planet are present. They're listening to everything they're hearing their potential clients say. It's not about following where your potential client goes. How many of you have been in an enrollment conversation and the person that you're talking to all of a sudden starts talking about their financial situation or the fact that their husband lost his job or the fact that they just got a big, huge bill from their home insurance company that they didn't think they had to pay, and your energy starts to drop alongside their energy. Raise your hand if that's ever happened to you and you start to doubt how valuable your program might be for them, okay? Remember that effective enrollment is about holding steady on your vibration and your commitment to the transformation that you offer. That's your only job. I am committed to sharing the value of the transformation I offer. And then it's their responsibility to decide whether they want it or not. Don't decide for them. Do not decide for them whether they can afford it or not. It's about committing to the transformation, not committing to yourself. Commit to the outcome, right? The way that Serena and Shannon and I can get on the phone with all of you and keep putting that stake in the ground for you having the clients, you having the business, is because we are committed to you having a business that pays you well. If we made it about us, we would be dead in the water. What if we woke up with a headache? What if we just woke up not feeling good about ourselves? It's not about that. It's about where you're going. Make it about the transformation that you're providing, right? And don't forget that enrollment is about telling the truth. Are you telling the truth when you hear somebody who's locked up in a lot of excuses about why it's not working for them? Are you calling them out on that lovingly? Here's who I see you to actually be. I notice that these excuses you're making, I don't think they're who you really are, right? And are you committed to waking people up? Are you committed to being the person who reminds your potential clients that we have this one life? What are we going to do with it? So Serena and I would like to hear from you, and then I'm going to have Serena share a little bit about the objections that come up in enrollment conversations. Where do you struggle the most? Serena, do you want to add? And then just raise your hand if you know there's some part of the enrollment conversation that you get stuck in.
Yeah, one of the things that I notice that happens with beginning enrollment conversations, and it just certainly happened to me when I was learning, is that I was afraid to go deep in the G and the R. There was one in me that wasn't sure if I took someone deep into the reality of their struggle, if I could get them out of that in a 30 or 45-minute conversation. So if someone was sharing enough about their goals and enough about their reality where I felt connected to them, I would just move on. And I see that happen with some of you, where you're not quite confident in asking direct questions and getting people into a real feeling state. Invoking in them by asking deep, honest questions. What does it feel like to have these struggles? And what would it feel like to be living in this possibility? Because without the depth of those two portions of your grow conversation, when their objections come up, you don't really have a ground to stand on. And then the other big thing I see happen a lot, and it happens with me when I'm in enrollment conversations and I've got 12 scheduled and I'm getting no, I don't know, no, I don't know, I need to look at my finances, I start to take it really personally. I start to feel like I'm not doing it right. I'm not saying the right things. I'm not answering the right questions. And that is a downward spiral. And I know what one of the big things that can pull me out of it is getting in contact with someone else who knows about enrollment, who can give me a pep talk and let me know that like every no is a step closer to yes. And so one of the things I see happen is when some of you are in those enrollment conversations and you're getting a bunch of no's, you hide instead of reach out for support.
I'm just curious, raise your hand if you've ever done that. You've gotten some no's and you haven't let us know about it. You're kind of hiding instead of actually leaning into this community.
Yeah, thank you, ladies. That's vulnerable.
Yeah, I wanted to flesh that out because the new year is a new opportunity for us to do differently. And I'm just, Serena, thank you, because this is so good.
And what we're curious about here today, Sage and I together, is hearing from a couple of you on where is the place in your grow conversation where you feel like you get lost, or where share with us a place where you've had a conversation and grow where you've been really bold and you've woken someone up. So we're interested in both parts of the conversation. Where's the part where you struggle, and where's the part where you feel like this is where I know I can stand up? Thank you, Michelle. I'd love to hear from you, Miss Lyons. If you unmute yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The place where I get stuck is I find myself asking too many questions. That I'm keeping track of the time that I it's 30 to 40 minutes. I've told the person I'm going to keep track of the time, and I want to get to the end of it, and it comes off as I'm just asking too many freaking questions.
That's such a good awareness, Michelle. It's such a good awareness, because in the beginning, when you're learning the enrollment conversation, right, it's hard to know which questions to ask. Some questions are kind of dead end. You're going in that direction. It's like, absolutely. Tell me one question that you've asked that is one that takes your clients deeper. Do you have one of those?
Yes. When somebody, like a man who says, I'm single and he feels lonely, that's his biggest, what's the most difficult thing about being single? And he says, I'm lonely.
Yeah.
And I say, oh, I know. Also, what's difficult is sometimes my clients or the potential clients don't understand what I mean. Like, for example, I'll say, how does being lonely affect the other parts of your life?
Yes.
They have no clue what that means.
Yes. And Michelle, consider they've never actually thought about it.
Right.
And in their mind, lonely is an isolated thing that happens when they get home from work. It's not something they necessarily are tapped into at work, right? Especially potentially for your clients who are male gendered, like they may not relate that. And so I love this question. When you're getting your clients in touch with loneliness, right? That's a deep dish question.
Right.
Right? And how can you hang there with them as you dive deeper into that, even if they don't understand in the moment? What are the questions to take them deeper into loneliness? You might ask them, just give you a toss right now, you might ask them to describe one of their loneliest moments in the last week. And really describe where it was in real time, what it felt like, right?
Yes, that's a great idea. Yes, that description thing of getting the senses involved and
sensitizing them, right? For their awareness, because that's part of the wake up. And when Sage talks about waking up clients in our discovery sessions, some of it's really subtle and some of it's more bold. Do you want to add anything to that, Sage?
I love where you're taking Michelle, and I want to invite every single one of us to go with Michelle. Because what Michelle has done is she's isolated probably the biggest pain point of her potential client. Can you feel it? And that's your job. You're a detective in these conversations. Your job is to isolate the biggest one or two pain points that your clients have, and then the thing that they want more than anything, their indulgent why. And when you land on each, your job is to go deep on each. And so Michelle is in curiosity of, how do I actually go one layer deeper? And Serena's so brilliant at taking people deep. Once you found the pain point, ask about the pain point. Can you describe what that feels like in your body? Can you describe a moment in the last couple of weeks that you felt that way? And talk about that. Stay there, right? And like Serena was saying, don't be afraid to go so deep that you're never going to be able to come out of that, because I promise you, you will come out of it. I was a whitewater raft guide, and when you get stuck in a hole in the river, you want to know how to get out of it? Do you swim up or down? Down. That's how you pop out of the depths. If you're caught out in the ocean, in the place where the waves are crashing, guess what the fastest way out is? Down where the waves are crashing, because it's going to spit you right out. And so don't be afraid to go deep. Nature will take you back out naturally. Now, that being said, I'll just add that our job in these conversations is to give people what they want, not what you think they need. This is a mistake I see our students making, where we're starting to teach in the discovery session. Raise your hand if you've ever caught yourself teaching in the discovery session. Stop that. I know you're amazing teachers. Save that. Yeah, Sonia, stop on the hand. I know you're amazing teachers. Save the teaching for a little later. And it doesn't mean you can't give a couple little teaching points, but you can feel it when you're going too far into teaching and the person is not necessarily having the same experience that you are, right? Because in a conversation, like it would be like if I sat in an enrollment conversation and tried to convince you guys why I was going to have you do a signature talk in the next 2 months. Raise your hand if you wouldn't have wanted to imagine having to book a signature talk immediately when you first signed up for ELA. And I went into a whole soliloquy about why signature talks are going to be the thing, right? Guess what? You'd be like, that sounds a little too scary. I'm going to see if I can go hire a mentor that can just show me how to do this online, right? But once you get in the program, you realize, oh, there's a lot of value to doing a signature talk. So in the discovery sessions with each of you, hopefully our coaches were able to help you identify what you wanted to get out of your business and show you how ELA could be a fit to help you get there. And that's what your job is. What do your potential clients want more than anything? And then give them what they want in their words when you're making the offer. I heard you say that you are so ready to have somebody to travel with. You're sick and tired of living alone, and you're sick and tired of the weekend coming, and you don't have anybody to go take a little weekend trip with. I am so committed to you having that, and I know what it feels like to not have it. I would love to be a part of you being so clear on what kind of partner you want and being so good at the sorting process so that we close that length between you having that perfect relationship. We keep closing that and making that shorter and shorter because of our work together, because of the internal work you're doing with yourself, the clarity work, the kinds of questions you're asking when you go out on dates, and the confidence you have to move toward that awesome relationship. It would be an honor to help you get there. Can you guys see how I took my potential clients' words and I wove them into my offer? Okay, that is the ninja skill of enrollment. Is that helpful to hear, you guys? Kiss for Michelle. Mwah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Let's take another one.
Yeah, Sonia, you had your hand up. Looking for a place where you struggle in discovery session, or a place where you feel like you are calling people out and waking them up. Do you want me to help you with your unmuting?
Thanks.
Great. There you go. You're live, love.
The biggest problem I have is I can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm calling them out. I think the problem initially was that I just didn't have my pain points strong enough. I wasn't really calling. I hadn't really landed with who my client was, and so conversation was weak.
So what I heard you say was interesting. Your opening sentence was, my problem is I can't afford it. And I just want to highlight that that's not your problem, right? It's their issue that they believe they can't afford it. And that distinction right there, when someone says they can't afford it, it's not about you. It's not your problem. It's just the first thing that arises. And it's the moment that we often talk about the conversation actually starting, right? Where we actually be able to be in that conversation. So the other thing I heard you say, Sonia, is that you hadn't had your pain points defined yet. And so when they said they couldn't afford it, perhaps you weren't in touch with their pain with them. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Since it sounds like you've moved through that place, since that time, what is the biggest 1 or 2 pain points that you know your clients struggle with?
You know, I haven't really landed with that. I actually revamped my whole program.
So what's your best guess in what they struggle with?
They're struggling with, well, their biggest struggle is fear and vulnerability. And yeah, I would say those are the two biggest.
So
Awesome.
remind us who your clients are. Like,
I've just switched it up to Divine Feminine Leadership.
okay.
Sacred Heart Healing for Divine Feminine Leadership.
Okay, back to you, Serena.
What I just noticed, what's similar between Sonia and Michelle, and maybe more of you, is that people's greatest pain point is this kind of nebulous emotion, right? Loneliness, fear or vulnerability. That's really beautiful if someone in a grow conversation, your potential client, can name that for themselves. Again, that's the start of the conversation. Now you want to know how it manifests in their life. So Sonia, questions like, share with me a moment in your life where you were overtaken with fear. Did you freeze? Did you faint? Did you flee? Did you fight? What did that look like for you? Similar to vulnerability, right?
Okay.
Share with me a moment where you felt so vulnerable that you couldn't actually get into action or you couldn't ask for help. Right? Because these big feelings that we feel that are very, very human, we want to know for each particular client that we're sitting down with, how does it look like for them? How does that stop them from getting what they want? Not just in the area that you're wanting to support them with, feminine leadership, but how does that stop them from leading anywhere in their life? Is that landing, Sonia?
Yes, very excellent.
Awesome. And I just love the research that you've done, Sonia, right? It's not always easy when you come right out of the gate to know exactly what your clients need and want. And I see you not giving up, and I see you pivoting your niche, which is just really exemplary.
Thank you. It was great doing 38 discovery sessions and just going through
Yes.
figuring out, okay, what are they talking about and what can I bring in like really zoning in, like, okay.
Yeah, and that's what I want to know, because I want to know who these clients really are. Because when you say divine feminine leadership, that's not a niche to me. Like
Okay.
that's the modality. That's how you help people, right? You help people get in touch with their divine feminine. You help them with leadership. But who are they?
Yeah.
So they would be spiritual women who want to take their spirituality to the next level, or birthing something and that's terrifying them. They don't know, they don't have support, they don't know what to do with it, or they've been on the spiritual path for ages and they've neglected their own work. They've done all their work for their clients, but they haven't done work for themselves. So it's like, getting them back in touch with their own journey. What do they need to do so that they can really help their clients more?
So I heard two different levels.
Uh-huh.
I heard women who have been through some kind of a spiritual experience.
Uh-huh.
And they want to take that to the next level. They want to incorporate that into their life, into their career. And then I heard spiritual women entrepreneurs who work with clients, but who are they're still catching up doing their own spiritual work.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, my true passion is self-mastery, ascension and mastery. And that's what I end up talking about. Whenever I talk about anything, that's what I talk about. It always.
Right. So, and how many paying clients have you do you have?
Two.
Two? Awesome. And how is that, have you had, is this just beginning? Like, how many have you worked with in the last, 9 months or so since you joined us?
Okay, so I signed up a whole year client back in, I think, October.
Yeah.
And I signed up a 3-month or 4-month client in December.
Yeah.
And then I have 2 betas.
I think that you can absolutely do what you're doing. I think it's a tiny bit upstream, because again, you have several different archetypes of women that you're working with. And when you talk about ascension, you're talking to, it's a bit of a general outcome. It's working. Obviously, people are hiring you. It's working. I don't know how much more quickly you need to go, but are you looking to get several new clients in the next couple months? Are you looking to go a little faster?
Absolutely.
I would love for you to hone in on what's the first archetype that I want to really narrow in on for 2020. Do I want to narrow in on spiritual women entrepreneurs who are needing to do their work to catch up with their business? Or do I want to work with spiritual women who are birthing something? Because those are two different things to talk about. But my guess is when you start really going in to you're birthing something and I'm here to help you, or the other, when you go deep into that specific, it'll go a little faster for you.
Yeah, I just reworked my webpage and a woman showed up the next day, signed up all by herself, spirit centered to me. she's birthing something.
Awesome. I think you spending the next few months really talking about how to birth in 2020, you know, what does it look like to birth? I could see that starting to really pick up for you. I'm excited for you.
Okay, great.
Kiss for Sonia. Mwah. All right. I think we have time for one more, and I'd specifically like to be in the I can't afford it conversation a little bit more. Raise your hand if that is your block. Who here is struggling with that part of it? Let's hear from Phoebe. I just unmuted you.
Thank you. Yeah, same thing. I notice for me, after getting in touch with the fear sensations, I notice that I want to run when the conversation around money happens. Like I totally can feel myself just wanting to get off this call. I don't want to go deep. I just want to get out. And then I kind of tuned in and I'm like, am I tuning into their fear or is this my fear? And so I really love that you're giving us this information of going deep into their pain points. And I'm not sure that I'm really getting there. Like they seem to want what they want to get their work out there. I work with healers and channelers to be visible and have that impact.
Totally, Phoebe. I love your insight. When it gets to the I can't afford it and talking about money, you become afraid and you're not sure if it's you or them. So one of the things that I've noticed in my own journey in these conversations is I had to do work outside of my grow conversation about my relationship to money. I couldn't try and do my work around relationship to money in a conversation with someone else who's having to work on their relationship with money. I had to be doing my own spring cleaning on value and what I deserve and what are my rates. I had to, and I had to do it in the light of day, not just journaling by myself or ruminating in my head. I had to get engaged with it. And so I want to suggest that to you, Phoebe, like whatever work you are doing, because I know that you are a deep diver and you do look at your own stuff, is just to turn up the dial, like for 2020, like, and when I say 2020, it means the year ahead, right? This year ahead, like where are you receiving? Where are you afraid to spend? Where are you afraid to invest? What did your family imprint on you on money? How can you change that a little bit every day? That will infuse your growth conversations. So when you're in the I can't afford it place, one of my favorite questions, when someone says that, I take a deep breath and I say, can we talk about money? I get permission. Because same, the person I'm talking to probably hasn't had a good money story handed down from their parents. They may not think they're worth it. And I want to get permission before we talk about money. And I slow it way down in that moment because that's where the conversation starts to get really real and honest, where I'm asking this client, where are your resources? What do you believe you're worth? Can we talk about that? Because I'm an advocate in that moment in the growth conversation for being a safe place to talk about this person's resources. And on some level, each and every one of our clients is searching for a resource to help them, and that's you. So you want to get on the same side of the table with them around that and keep breathing. And I know Sage has some to add to this. Is that helpful, Phoebe?
It's very helpful. And I just want to say a shout out to my sister, Ada, because she took me through a spring cleaning on money. And her words were almost exactly what you just said. She said, slow down. We did this right before a call I was getting on. She said, slow down. She said, breathe. She said, lean back. Yeah. So she gave me some, I love our sisterhood here because I can reach out to just about anybody and just say, spring cleaning, I'm getting on a call. I'm really nervous.
Yeah.
Nice. Kiss for Ada.
This is really good. This is a really good tip. Raise your hand if you know it would support you to do a spring cleaning around money or some role play around I can't afford it this month with a buddy. Raise your hand, Marion, giving me that little face.
Yeah, okay, I see you.
So Lila. So good to see you, Lila. So that's going to be extra credit, right? Like, this is the work, like Serena's saying. Our stuff comes up in these enrollment conversations. Write this down. Your enrollment conversations are a big giant mirror. It's why you started your business in the first place. Like, you didn't sign up for the easy path. Yay, you. Aren't you so thrilled and tickled with yourself? Your soul said, I want the full meal deal. I want the full ride. I want to experience it all. I want to grow so much. Crack me open, universe. I'm here for evolution. And guess what? You decided to start a conscious business where you are the message. Welcome to 2020, right? So let me just go through a few of these for you guys too, just to remind you. Your I can't afford it conversation starts with you looping it back around to their indulgent why. Okay, if you've printed this out, circle it, star it. If you don't do anything else as a part of the I can't afford it conversation, I'm on the first page of the enrollment skills handout that was given to you this month. If you don't do anything else when somebody says they can't afford it, but put their indulgent why back in front of them, that is the hottest way by far to start to overcome that money objection, right? Before you get into the nitty gritty of anything or the spiritual thing of money or anything, what do they want? That's why people find the money, right? When people are investing in something they want more than anything, they will find the money. Raise your hand if you found the money for ELA. It was not there. You wanted this, right? So don't sell out on them and don't sell out on yourselves by getting trapped in scarcity. Because it's just straight up true. When you get caught in your own money story, you are selling out on their dream. If you can help them get their dream, you've got to tell them that. That is our responsibility. I heard you light up when you talked about creating that retreat center. I'm curious how badly you want it. I heard you light up when you talked about getting visible and building your healing practice. Believe me, I know what it feels like to not have the clients to work with. I know what it feels like to not be able to change lives. You know, Phoebe, your people want so badly to make a difference. They are burning and crawling out of their skin because they want to make a difference. And if they want that, if they're going to make that difference, they have to get visible. And most of them cannot do it by themselves. They need you. Okay. I heard you light up when you talked about working with clients and turning your little studio into a healing center in your backyard. I see that happening for you. It would be my honor to help you get there. There's both strategies and mindset tools we can do right away to get you moving toward having that full practice of healing clients. You deserve that. It's what you came here for. I'm here to support you with that. Reassure them. Okay. This is number one. This is like the hottest tool to turn that objection around. And then you've got these other questions. You know, if you had the money, would this be a yes for you? It's such an important question because it's not always about the money. You know, I've asked that to people and they go, well, my husband doesn't really want me to spend the time that it's going to take to build a business. Oh, well, now we're in that conversation. That's a totally different conversation than you don't have the money. But people lead with, I don't have the money because it's just the easy thing to say. I don't know if we can afford this. Okay, I totally hear that. If you did have the money, is this program something that you think you might want? Well, my husband, blah, blah, blah. Now it's a whole different conversation that we're in, right? I also love this question. You guys have learned this. Make sure to use this. What would you need to get out of a program like this to make it worth the investment? But trust me when I say, none of these questions are going to really work for you if you haven't done this work. Does that make sense? The indulgent why work. Getting them connected to their why and putting their why in front of them and letting them know you can get them there. I'm standing for you, with you in this. I really believe we can get there together, right? Do that first and then into the I can't afford it objection busting. And that's where Serena's saying, absolutely, talk about money. Ask them if there might be a way they could get creative. We have You know, I have clients do crazy things to come up with the money. They sell things, they pull money out of the retirement account, they borrow money. This is your dream. You know, this is your dream. Practice saying your payment. Practice in your buddy groups this month. And then I want to speak into these other objections, because think about this. This is pretty profound. When people give you these objections, it's definitely primarily their objection. But the profound part is when they give you the objection, they're also pointing to places where you can keep working with yourself. Does that make sense? If people are giving you the money objection, they are oftentimes having a hard time valuing themselves. They might not trust your program yet. And so your work is to also ramp up your belief in your program. Does that make sense? Get on the phone with somebody in this class. Talk through your program with them. Ask them if they think it's good. What do you think I should add to this program to make it better? Ramp up your own belief in your program so that when you get on those enrollment calls, you can confidently put that program in front of people. It's key. And when people tell you that they're not sure they have the time, it's an intimacy issue. We all have the time for the things that we make the most important, right? Does Oprah have time? Does Brene Brown have time? They have time for their families. They have time to go to the gym. They have time to work out. They have time to take care of themselves because they're making it, right? So how do you dance with somebody that says they don't have the time and ask them, I'm curious, what does your schedule look like? You know, what's going on in your life that you don't have the time to work on the thing that you're telling me is the most important to you? How can we change that around? Now, when people say they need to talk to their spouse or their partner, it's an opportunity to get really curious, like Serena said, and to ask for permission. Can we talk about that a little bit and how that might go? And then to make sure that your potential client believes in their commitment enough that when they go ask their partner is going to see the value as well. Because it's not so much about whether their partner is supporting them or not. It's about, I'm curious, do you believe that this will make a difference for you enough that you feel like you could present it confidently to him or her? Do you want this? Because if you're talking to somebody who's not the moneymaker and they go ask their husband or their wife or their spouse, do you think I should do this program? What's that person gonna say? Do I think you should go spend $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 on this program when you haven't even convinced me why? No, I sort of think you shouldn't, right? I mean, why would they back up your potential client on that decision if your potential client isn't grounded in their own commitment around it? Is this making sense? So your job is to really help the person you're talking to ramp up their belief in that program. Do you believe it? Do you want it? And then you can ask, how do you think that conversation's going to go? Is he or she going to be supportive? I'm just so curious. And they're like, oh no, because I already invested in 2 other programs last year and it didn't work. Okay, got it. So let's talk about how this program could be different, right? What tools are you giving your potential client so that they can go back into that conversation with some tools saying, here's how I know this program is different. Here's what I'm committed to now. Here's how I'm committed to helping to pay for this program, right? All right. Serena, let's you and I take one more question, and then we'll shift over to setting some goals.
Awesome. I'd love to hear from Kay Ross. I know that she gets up in the middle of the night to attend these calls, and I just really would love to hear from her today.
Hey, Kay.
Hello. One of the things that I realize is with my enrollment conversations is the program I was offering wasn't really where I'm at. And that's where I think I'm struggling now. And I did some work yesterday, and I have all these things that people have suggested I should do, but they're not my passion. So I guess my question is, how much of our passion should we be focusing on in terms of developing a program, or should we be looking at something that could make more money?
That's such a great question, Kay. And what I want to point you back to is the diagram that we call the sweet spot, which is the idea that what we're passionate about and what people need, there's a place where they overlap, right?
Yeah.
We're just trying to sell what we're passionate about, but nobody knows about it or needs it for any of their aches and pains. That's what we call upstream, right?
Yeah.
So finding a place where people need something. And you and I have talked a little bit about this, and I know you're passionate about dream work, but you've been discovering people are struggling with what?
They're struggling with feeling blah all the time, no energy, the vitality, and losing their, I guess it's around their life purpose. What am I here for, and how can I use that? And then when I say that, I realize, and it's this whole thing, that we teach best what we need to know. And I think this is what's happening here, that what we struggle with is what our clients are also struggling with.
Yes. And that puts you in a really beautiful place, Kay, because if you are just a few steps ahead of your clients, you're struggling with what they were struggling with, you're in tune to what they're going through and some of the steps they might need to take. I mean, that's how I got started at Women Rocky Business. I wanted to start a business, and I didn't know how. And as I threw myself into learning how, things went right, they didn't go right, I had to reapply and recommit. I became an expert in the first year of business, like all the things that come up, which put me in touch with my clients really, really well. So this thing about purpose, Kay, I think this is awesome, especially because you do a lot of this dream analysis and you get people in touch with like this subconscious, right? Not just what they think they want to do with their life or how much money, but how much actually in them is dying to be expressed. I love that. And with the beginning or the dawning of a new year and a new decade, it's on people's mind. Living a meaningful life, being on purpose and contributing. I love this for you. And in your marketing language, in your top messages, talking about being on purpose.
Yeah.
Making this the decade that counts. All those kinds of languages used, positioning this year is really beautiful. And what I want to say in addition, and maybe we'll hear back from Sage, is for any of you that are purpose clarity coaches, don't underestimate helping your clients actually reach the goal of obtaining it. It's not just about purpose clarity, because clarity can happen in a flash and your clients are done. They're like, oh my God, I always knew I wanted to be a librarian. I'm out.
Yeah.
But they haven't found a job as a librarian yet.
Yeah.
Like, don't underestimate the mentorship and hand-holding that they'll need to actually actualize their life purpose, okay, in this day and age. So when you're talking to them and you're in those group conversations, really get in there about what would it look like, what would their life look like if they were living on purpose, financially, emotionally, for their family, their well-being, and get them all the way through that plan till it's actually executed and they're doing the thing that they said. Is that landing, Kay?
It does. And I think where I've got, like with the dreams, I work with somebody on their dream and they say, wow, that was fantastic. Thanks very much. Goodbye, because I've now got my answer. So I realize I need to pull myself back and take them on a journey rather than the goal straight away.
Definitely. And go watch some of the videos that are popping up in the sisterhood group this week. And we've got all those videos on the replay page, the Rock Your Talk 5-day video challenge, because you're going to get to see modeled for you how I do that. I give people answers, but I keep front loading what they're going to need once they get that first answer.
Yeah.
And there's an art to it, and it's a transmission. And I'm excited, and you know, of course, I want so badly for every single one of you to really start to get that in your repertoire, because I know that skill of how to teach and keep enrolling, and then teach and keep enrolling, and to let people know where you can go together while you're giving value is what has people understand the work that you guys can do together with them. And it is an art form, and yet it's not as mysterious as you think it is. And as you keep hearing us do it, you're going to find yourself naturally doing it, because it's one thing to interpret a dream, but it's a whole nother thing to start to really get people so in touch with their dream and where they're going, and how this particular moment of dream analysis can be the first step. But then there's all of these steps beyond that to actually live into a whole new chapter for their life.
Yeah. So I guess with all that, then it's like, so what's the best way to get my message out that people say, yes, I want to have that discovery session? It isn't just about dream analysis.
I would do some videos and some talks about living your purpose and living your dream in 2020.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And don't be analyzing anybody's dreams until they jump into the program. You know, as soon as you do that, then you're putting yourself in I'll analyze your dream for $125 anytime you have an interesting dream kind of category, right?
Yeah.
You know, you want to start to really build out the Purpose Clarity program, because I thought the question that you asked that was interesting, Kay, and I think a lot of you are probably wondering this. As you build your business, raise your hand if you've noticed, you have to do things to grow your business that you don't feel passionate about. Raise your hand.
Yeah.
And you're like, why am I doing this? Should I really be doing this? Maybe I should go do something else. This feels really hard. I don't really want to be in front of the computer so much. Like, all that goes on. Do you guys get that those are your gremlins? That's your ego. That's your ego being like, I don't really want her to get too big. I want to keep her safe. What if she had 12 clients? What if she was making $100,000 a year? What if then she was putting some of that money into launching her podcast or launching her group program, and then she got really, really, really big, and then she got on a bigger stage, and oh my God, that's really scary. Like, all of that is locked in together. And I promise you, what you're doing in the first year or two of your business is not what you're doing 3 or 5 years from now. I promise. And that's one of the reasons why you hired us, so that I can keep telling you it's worth the work that you're going to put in the first couple of years. It's not going to keep looking like this. My life looks nothing like it did the first 2 years. The first 2 years of my business, I was trying to get up websites and figure out how to load emails all by myself. I never even think about that stuff anymore. It doesn't even cross my mind. That stuff all happens for me. My team does it. I get to do what you guys see me doing, and I'm putting a stake in the ground that whoever here wants that you're willing to burn through the first couple of years to get that. Take a breath into that. Can you feel that? If I had said, oh, I'm not passionate about putting up websites, and I'm not passionate about figuring out Facebook marketing, I would still be working my ass off, making $25 an hour. You know, like, I get mad at the people that are like, oh, follow your passions. It's not as simple as that. I get to talk about almost everything I'm passionate about on video. I'm making a video tomorrow about Ubuntu. Like, that's what the video is going to be about. It's going to be about Ubuntu, and I'm tying it back to business. And that video is going to get thousands of views, and it's going to help feed our programs because I built Women Rocking Business. Are you guys picking up what I'm laying down? Like, go be you. Talk about the things that you're passionate about. Okay, talk about your dreams. Talk about dream interpretation. Tell a story about a time that you interpreted somebody's dream and then unlocked something for them and what happened in their life because of it. And then make an offer for a dream breakthrough session, but don't analyze somebody's dream in that session, right?
Yeah.
Make it bigger, right? Learn how to sell the thing that people want, and you can spend so much of your life living your passion if you're willing to give them what they think they want in their words. I promise.
Yeah.
So don't get caught up in the I'm not passionate conversation. It's a trap. And it will stop you from building the thing that is waiting for you.
Yeah. And I guess it wasn't that I wasn't, I actually don't mind. I love working on websites and emails and stuff. It was more the message that I was putting out I wasn't passionate about.
Well,
So,
I wanted to go on that rant for the sake of everybody here.
yeah. And I understand that. Sometimes I think, oh God, I've got to do this. But I realize that if what I'm doing in the big picture is what I'm passionate about, then that other stuff is also okay, because I can see it as those little bits on the journey.
That's right. And you're literally much more mature than I was my first couple years of business. I was like a whiny little girl complaining about a lot of the stuff I had to do. So I think you're going to rock this. Let's help other people rock their purpose in 2020. I'm excited. Let us know how it's going.
Thank you. Thank you.
Give her a kiss. Mwah. All right, everybody. Should we shake it out for a moment? Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Woo! All right, make a little noise for the camera.
1 minute.
On a short journey of looking at what you're going to do with this recommitment to enrollment and to your leadership in 2020. And let's just get aligned with what the first quarter of the year can look like, what 2020 can look like as a whole. There's no more important thing to talk about at the helm of 2020 than enrollment. Can you feel that? Enrollment seeps into everything that you're doing to get clients. It seeps into videos you're making. It seeps into your websites. It seeps into all the conversation. It seeps into signature talks. And that's why we always start out a new year helping you guys really recommit to getting out there and creating your own next up level around enrollment. So think about, what is it that I want to commit to this month? Do I need to do a spring cleaning with somebody? Do I need to do a role play with somebody? How do I keep up-leveling my enrollment skills? And then we're going to tell you in a moment how you can actually practice your enrollment skills by helping us fill our live event and giving you guys some amazing prizes to do that. We'll talk about that in a moment, because that's just a fun game we'll get to play together. But I want to make sure that we pause and talk about what are the strategies that are going to get you those next 3 clients, those next 6 clients. And Serena and I both have been in touch over the last couple of days about your plan. What is your plan? The short-term strategies you're putting into place and the long-term strategies. And we've made a lot of distinctions between short-term and long-term strategies. Serena, do you want to share that next handout?
Yeah, I'd love to. This is a really important handout. It'll help keep you out of overwhelm. And the goal of this handout is really to get you excited about your new year intention. The universe doesn't know really what we want until we set our goals. And addressing the resistance that we have often about setting client goals is about stopping from beating ourselves up if we don't reach our goals. So I'm just curious, how many of you thought you'd be further along at this point in the program? Raise your hand. Yeah, beautiful. Your goal is to be further along, but here you are now. No reason to beat yourself up. How many of you are beating yourself up even a little bit, criticizing yourself, right? Because you didn't get where you thought you would. Yeah, defeating mindset. It's totally human, but it's not necessary, because all of you are learning new muscles, all kinds of new skills all at once. I'm curious, how many of you are willing to be more realistic with how long it's taking you? Be real, be present with yourself. Yeah, good. That willingness to be where you are right now is going to lift you up over the internal criticism and what we call gremlins. Tony Robbins, is an amazing human. And one of the things that he's noticed is that humans overestimate what we can get done in a year, but we underestimate what we can get done in 3 years. And what keeps us in that 3-year long-term plan is recommitment. When we don't reach our goals exactly, when things don't turn out the way we want to, it's time to recommit. And consider that most of our clients have their biggest success in the final 90 days of the program. It was me for sure in this program. And I want to orient you to do a review of the big picture of getting clients in your door and get you empowered to set some intentions and goals and how many clients you'd like to serve in the next few months. That will really be a game changer. I'm going to screen share with you where to find this handout. What I'm finding in all of the programs that I'm running right now is returning to the basics is really key again and again and again. So we're going to share. Boom. Not that one. This one. This handout, your New Year's intentions, falls under your New Year business plan in your forum this month. Recommend you print it out. If you scroll down, you'll see right here the 3 top ways to increase your income. And when you put these 3 action steps at the top of your list, you make them a priority in your daily and weekly activities, you'll see what Sage is talking about. One paying client can totally change your reality. These are short-term strategies that we recommend you put at the top of your list for the next 3 months. And we recommend that you actually come up with a realistic client goal. Now, many of you want a full practice, 12, 15 clients. To get there, you need to get the first 3. So consider doing a bronze and a silver and a gold goal. How many clients can you hold maximum in your life and your time is your gold goal. Bronze is a step down. Silver is a step down, and your bronze is your next goal. How many clients would you like to get in the next 3 months that would begin your journey to your goal? And as you know, our plan, what we find is the quickest way to meet these short-term goals is to get speaking engagements on your calendar. This is huge. One-to-one, in person, word of mouth, being with people in your communities, how you get the discovery sessions. Your discovery sessions are the gold, ladies. When you sit down with someone one-on-one and you give them all that time and space to dive into what they want and what's holding them back, that is where the conversion happens. So what we really are encouraging you this week is to get intimate with your New Year's intentions and put these goals down on paper and stop beating yourself up for not having reached them so far. Beautiful. It's not going to help you make them.
Exactly. And can we talk a little bit about the difference between the short-term strategies and the long-term strategies?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah. So the long term, right, ladies? What is the long term? What are you going to be doing way past May in leverage is your long-term strategy.
And now, long-term. Serena, sweetheart, will you scroll up for a moment?
Yeah, totally.
All the way to the top?
Yep.
There we go. There we go. Yeah. I wanted to just talk a little bit about why these strategies are short-term versus long-term. Do you want me to popcorn that in?
Yeah, it sounds like you're hot with it. Go for it.
I just want to make sure to set a context here before we start choosing numbers. Because, oh wait, you want to kill the share, love?
Absolutely.
Yay, guts of Serena's computer. I love it. Okay, can you see mine now?
Yep.
Okay, I'm a little bit, my screen's gone a little weird, but I think I'm okay. Okay, you guys can see mine now? All right, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I see some of you doing. I see some of you starting to geek out a lot on Facebook challenges, blogging, fiddling with your website. And Serena and I just wanted to take a moment to really put back in front of you what truly is a quick cash strategy versus strategies that take 60 to 90 days to start to really pay off. Does that make sense? Now, that being said, it's important for you to keep moving along the long-term strategies. I know some of you have been on in the Facebook group talking about launching your own Facebook groups. We highly recommend it. Launch your Facebook groups. Start doing live videos in there. Start offering discovery sessions in there. Highly recommend it. And just know that one speaking engagement, like Serena's saying, one speaking engagement locally in your local area, could lead to 3 discovery sessions, could lead to 2 paying clients, could lead to $10,000 next week. We've seen it happen in ELA over and over and over again, where the momentum is slow and then you start speaking and then boom, clients are coming in the door. So just be sure that you're not mistaking productivity with the hottest income producing activities. Does that make sense? It can be really easy to get busy being busy, but you haven't done a signature talk in 2 months. So raise your hand if that's ever been you. You've ever procrastinated on some of the things that make the money the fastest. And for those of you that haven't been procrastinating, you'll tell me about that later, right?
Yeah, what's the magic on that?
Just kidding. I love using that joke. So yes, book your signature talks this month, this month, this month. And we're gonna challenge you to choose a short-term goal and a long-term goal. So maybe you have a short-term goal of doing a signature talk this month and getting 12 people in the room. And maybe you have a long-term goal of getting 100 people in a Facebook group so that you can start doing live videos and start pulling clients out of a Facebook group as well. So I put up a sticker in Facebook and you guys are already posting. I love it. Carrie Reynolds is on top of it. Post a short-term goal and a long-term goal. And keep in mind, like Serena said, your 3 levels. And Serena, do you want to add to that?
I love this distinction. I'm unmuted. I love this distinction because this is where overwhelm starts to happen, right? All of the long-term stuff is happening, but we're not making any money right now. So these short-term goals are as valuable as your long-term goals, because sometimes when you're not making your short-term goals, you give up on your long-term goals. So they run continuously, but I love this distinctions that you're making, Sage.
I love it. Let's coach 1 or 2 of you who have questions about long-term versus short-term, your goals.
Great.
And then I know Sarah and Jill are visiting us from Leverage. They have a quick announcement. We're going to pull them on live in a few minutes.
So I just put everyone's hands down so we can have a fresh start, because you raised your hand at this moment to share about your short-term and your long-term goals. So who would like to share about that? Be witnessed and be held accountable. Looks like we've got Tanya. Hi, Tanya. Welcome to the call.
Hi. Yeah, thank you for the call. It's been really useful. So my goal is to get 3 clients. And my bronze goal is 1 client. So I'm going through loads of personal challenges. So recognizing that my capacity right now is not full. And my income goal is £2,560 a month.
Nice.
Yes, I did my debt empowerment plan.
I love it. Yes, we've got a great debt resource in your client forum. And I really want to emphasize what Tanya is saying, which is that she wants to be really realistic with this goal. And for any of you who have been a little bit unrealistic because you've been like, I'm going to go get 5 clients, but you didn't really understand what it was going to take to get 5 clients. Now is a moment to give yourself a fresh start. Can you feel that? So breathe into that. A fresh start to say, you know what? I just need to go get my next 2 clients. Like I would be over the moon with 1 or 2 clients. Some of you are ready for 5 new clients. Be realistic. Let's give Tanya a kiss. Mwah. All right, questions about all of this. Rachel Stefanik, one of our winners. How are you, cutie pie? Congratulations.
Thank you. That's so exciting. I had a question about a short-term strategy. So I want more clients, and I've been thinking that one of my growth points is enrolling people for longer, rather than maybe having more, like rather than having 7 clients, maybe it's about enrolling 3 for 6 months, because at the moment I'm maxing out at a 90-day program. And so I guess I was just thinking about then, as you was up, should I be focusing on enrolling less people for longer, or just getting lots of people through the door? It's kind of what I'm thinking about at the moment.
I don't think it's an either
or both.
Yeah.
Or more people for longer.
I would like to see you selling 6-month programs. I think you're ready for it.
Yeah.
And what's really cool about having 7 clients is in a 6-month program is that is a really nice feeling of recurring revenue for a long enough amount of time that you can that's where we want you guys going. That's where you're going to be going in leverage. You know, it's why we want you oriented that way. It's why we want you oriented that way now. When you have the 3, the 5, the 7, the 10 clients in 6-month-long programs, you can stop being in fight or flight about your business. Your nervous system can relax. You're like, oh my gosh, I've got money coming in. I'm going to have money coming in next month, and I'm going to have money coming in the month after that. And you can start to think differently about your business and whether you might want an assistant and some different things. So absolutely, 6 months. And practice selling that 6-month program with your coach so that you can make sure you're aligned with that.
Yes, I really appreciated that comment about where you're struggling or where you're struggling with the enrollment is a reflection of where I'm struggling. Because I think I haven't been able to sell a 6-month program because I wasn't sure what it was going to be. And so I didn't know how to deliver.
It's such a great thing to look at it because it's all a mirror. And when we can assess ourselves, when each of you can look at how things are going and actually assess yourself and go, oh, there's where the gap is. Or you work with your coach or you work with us on the Facebook group and we can together say that's where the gap is. It's so empowering because now you don't have to make yourself wrong that like, I'm not cut out for this. There's just a gap. We all have gaps. So the quicker you can get at identifying your own gaps and being like a detective for yourself and letting us help you, the faster we can get you guys the momentum you want.
And can I add something to that, Sage? Because Rachel, I love this idea that you brought up, and I've heard it before. I don't know how to sell a program that I haven't created yet.
Yeah.
You're not selling the program, you're selling the results.
The results, yeah.
Right? What I've found in my program is that when I promised women they would come out of my program with a monologue, with a story, I knew I could get them there. But I didn't know how I was going to get them there because I hadn't met them yet. What it allowed me to do is create my program one session at a time. So I had my initial opening, my VIP day where they all came in. I knew what I was going to onboard them to. And then each session I tailor-made the next session one after another by being attuned to my group. They helped me by having real live human beings to work with, listening to what they were struggling with and what they wanted and what their aches and pains were. And I created exercises and templates for them that I've used every year and I've refined every time a new group comes in. So it's not about selling the program all hatched up in your mind before you're able to enroll people. It's about the results. Stand in the result, and then they are going to pay you to develop the program. And then every year it gets finer and finer. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
That was so good.
Absolutely, thank you.
Life story. And then infusing all of you ladies who's having that issue in your head, sell the results, not the program. Awesome.
Stop thinking that the program's not good enough. Just stop.
Yeah.
Because you will trust yourself. I know every single one of you guys have the hugest hearts of any ELA group I've ever met. You guys are going to do everything in your power to get your clients awesome results. I know that. So can you take a breath and trust that about you? You know, if halfway through the program, your clients are struggling with something and you're not sure how to help them, guess what you're going to do? You're going to start asking other people. You're going to find the resources so you can give it to your clients. I know you. So again, like Serena's saying, stop thinking your program's not good enough. It will be good enough. Awesome. Kiss for Rachel. Mwah.
Congratulations, Rachel.
Let's hear from Kathy.
Hi, thanks for taking my question. So under other strategies, what are my long-term goals? I have to reach out to other locations, and I can either do that in Montana, which is like 3 to 4 hours away to go to other towns, or I have friends in other cities around the country. And they have friends that they would invite and family members and whatnot. So I'm just wondering which direction to go in.
I love how creative you're getting, Kathy, because one of things Kathy's up against is she lives in a really small, isolated community. And so she needs to get out of her comfort zone. And I would say, like Sage was saying earlier, it's a yes and question, right? Is there someone in another state that has a big following, that has done events before, that you could trust to build enough foundation that you could slide into it? And that's not every one of your friends outside of state, right? It's a particular kind of person.
Yeah.
And then in state, you were talking about different locations, like the one you just found, right? And finding more of those that are more, you can travel to easier.
Right.
Yep. I think it's a yes and conversation.
I really like the yes and as well, Serena, for you, Kathy, because there's also a real benefit in you building a following in Montana. Because what happens when you go back to the same place every few months to speak, somewhere that you know you can drive to, you don't have to get on a plane, is that you're going to have a handful of clients there, right? Because you'll if you go there and speak and you get a couple clients, guess what? Next time you speak, you could call up one of those clients and be like, hey, would you come and do a live testimonial for me? And now you're getting to see that client live, and you could bring a video camera. And like, can you guys see why it's such a great thing to speak in a geographical location every few months? Because you start to have some momentum there, right? You have some clients, you can get some video footage, and now they're helping you and they can tell their friends, right? And that's something that you can control. You don't have to get on a plane. So I love the yes and. Kiss for Kathy. So you guys, I invited a couple of leverage clients here to do a quick announcement for you guys about the Bring a Friend contest, because I know some of you have not had a chance to play ever before, and I want you to understand what this is about. And I actually can stay on. I have a luxurious launch day because I'm not live in my launch today, so I can stay on an extra 20 minutes or so and keep coaching you guys on your business plans. So for now, I just want to acknowledge those of you that have posted your long-term goals and your short-term goals. We're gonna push pause on this conversation, but I want to acknowledge Carrie, who's going for 10 potential client interviews and 3 paying clients as her gold, and her next paying client for silver. I love it. Carrie and Anne and Kat is going to book her signature talk. She's going for $3,000 a month. That's a really good next step for you, Kat, to have that consistent $3,000 a month. Phoebe's got her 1, 3, and 6 clients as bronze, silver, and gold. Judy's got her income goal at $3,000 a month. I really like seeing you all supporting each other to go for that $3,000 a month. Serena's got your back. Shannon's got your back. Claire has your back. We have your back. Keep going for those $3,000 months. And once you're there, go for 5, right? This is a start where you are. I'm pushing the reset button on 2020. And I'm willing to go the extra mile to not judge myself, like Serena was saying, and to really make this the moment when I recommit. So would it be okay if I take a quick pause and share with you guys the details about Bring a Friend? Would that be okay? Can I have an uh-huh? Somebody unmute yourself. Give me an uh-huh.
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 So, thank you. I needed that. Feels so good to not be so sick anymore. The reason why I love Bring a Friend is that there's you guys see us doing all these marketing things all year round to fill our programs, and our events sell out at this point. I'll be honest, we can fill the event a lot of different ways. We can put Facebook money into it. I can do local speaking gigs. But my favorite way that people come to this event is through you guys. And that's why we actually put some time into developing a contest for Bring a Friend that pays you both in prizes and in money to just help us get the word out. Because we know it doesn't take that much time. And we know that of all the things we can put our time and energy into, when your friends are in the room, you're more likely to be successful. There's no such thing as a self-made millionaire. I love meeting your friends every year. Last year, we had over 100 women in the room who were friends. It blew me away. I was in tears. You guys, your community, ELA and Leverage, invited over 100 friends to our event. It was so meaningful, and their lives get to be changed. Raise your hand if you're here because somebody invited you to Women Rocking Business Live, and now you're in the program and you're building your business. So that's Kathy, that's Emily, that's Ashley, that's Sharon, that's, yes, several of you, that's Jill. So you can go check out the contest at womenrockingbusiness.com/BAF. Again, that's womenrockingbusiness.com/BAF. It's really easy to remember, BAF for bring a friend. I made this totally imperfect video.
Uh-oh, freeze frame. Nothing like a little glitch.
I'm glad I'm not the only one today. I'm over here mad at my internet.
Yep. No, it doesn't appear that you're the only one.
I'm just gonna fill in here because I'm super excited about this game, and when Sage comes back on, I'll give it back over to her. This is one of my favorite games that we play, and as you guys know, I curate our games, and it's taken me a couple years to get behind games because at first I really looked at them as a competition, and I've heard that feedback from some clients, and so I know that we can look at this and feel like it's a competition. And I also know how vulnerable it is to play, because if you play full out, you're making yourself vulnerable because you want to win, you're claiming something, you want something, and the chances are you might not get what you want, and that's vulnerable and disappointing. But there's benefits to playing this game, and we try to set them up as much as possible where you can win stuff. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to go to the Bring a Friend page, womenrockingbusiness.com/BAF. You're going to read through the page. I've tried to make it as succinct as possible. And you're going to sign up by clicking the link underneath how you play. You're going to sign up and register for the game. When you register, you get the instructions delivered to your inbox. So go over and check your inbox. Those instructions have a unique affiliate link that you get to use and send to your friends to register to come to the event for you. Those track your friends who register back to you. Now, we're sending you in that email, we're sending you a downloadable copy of an email that you can copy and paste to your friends. All you have to do is read through it, put some things in your own voice if you want, add in their name, and make sure you're looking for adding in where your link goes, and off it sends. And we really recommend that you call your friends, you have some conversations, you give them that personal touch. It makes a difference.
I'm back.
I haven't gone over prizes yet, so I'm going to give it back to you.
I'm so glad that you're here, Shannon, to make sure everybody got the details. One of my favorite things about Bring a Friend is we've engineered this so that everybody can win. Like, everybody wins who plays. No matter how many friends you bring, you win. So for every friend that you bring, up to 3 friends, you get a Gold Pass coaching session to use with any of our coaches. For every single one of you who brings 3 friends, and oh, by the way, if you brought friends in San Diego last September, those friends count too. Anybody who brings 3 friends gets to win what I think is the most exciting prize. It's a $5,000 group VIP day with me, where we get to spend the whole day together talking about you as a leader and really diving deep into the mindset of leadership, the mindset of enrollment, the mindset of charging more, what you're charging, and just really spend a day getting nitty-gritty with your programs, what you're charging, your leadership, how you're leading your enrollment conversations. And all you have to do is invite 3 friends to come to the event in order to attend that full virtual VIP day group program with me. So I'm super excited for those of you who qualify for that with your 3 friends. And the other thing that we're doing for the very first time officially, in the past we've done it unofficially, and now it's very official. So we're actually paying you guys when your friends jump into the program. We're making all of you affiliates, just like Shannon said. So we have leverage women who literally have paid for a good chunk of their program just by sharing the energy of Women Rocking Business with their friends. I'm gonna have a couple of them talk to you right now. I think I'll start with Jill and then go to Sarah. But these are women who played in Bring a Friend. They can give you a couple of tips. And when you guys invite a friend to Women Rocking Business Live, first and foremost, what I want you to know is we're not attached to whether she jumps into the program or not. Does that make sense? Do not invite your friend because you don't think she'll jump into the program. We don't care. If you think your friend would benefit from being with us for 3 days, for the love of the goddess, invite her. And then she can decide once she's there, right? And if your friend does want to jump in, we're going to give you a commission on that sale. So we'll give you a percentage. We'll give you $250 in cash or $500 in credit to put toward your leverage program. So $500 credit adds up quite quickly because we have a bunch of women in our programs right now who invited, 6 friends, 6 of their friends jumped into the program. And that means that they got $3,000 credit toward being in leverage, which significantly reduces the price of leverage for them just by sharing the wealth. We really want to be a company based in we, not me, but we. So that's why we're doing this. Jill, do you have any tips? You are one of our Bring a Friend rock stars. Are you there? Can you unmute yourself?
Yes. Hi, ELA sisters. I'm so excited. Thank you, Sage, for asking me to share. I loved Bring a Friend, and Shannon was speaking to the vulnerability. And for me, the vulnerability was, oh my gosh, what if I invite my people and they go and they don't like it? And I realized that just wasn't for me to decide. I was invited. I was not even thinking about being a business coach when I came to my first Women Rocking Business Live, and it changed my life. So who was I to decide who was gonna benefit from coming to this amazing event? So I ended up inviting everybody. I brought my best friend. I brought so many women. I almost won the big prize. I came really close, but those Gold Pass coaching sessions were so valuable to me. But big time, just you don't need to filter whether or not they should be there, because you don't want to take that opportunity away from anybody, because it's such an amazing place to be. You've been there, a lot of you have been to the event, and stepping into the leadership of having people at that event that you've invited, it just pushes you more forward in your business, because you get to be there with people that you're responsible for getting there. And that's so exciting. And it was amazing.
It was so sweet to meet your friends, Jill. I love that. I've had some of you guys tell me, well, I don't want to invite my friends because then I'm going to have to hang out with those other friends, and I just want to hang out with my ELA sisters. I think that's the cutest objection ever. But I say this with total seriousness. I was the same way when I did the Bring a Friend contest. It was called something different, but when I did a share the love contest with one of my very first mentors, I didn't really want to bring outsiders in because then I felt like I was going to have to take care of them. Raise your hand if that even crossed any of your minds. So what I decided to do is I decided to tell all my outsider friends, look, we're having dinner on day 2. We're all going to get together and have dinner on day 2. And just so you guys know, I'm going to be networking a lot. I have some colleagues in the program I'm going to have to touch in with the first day. Like, I gave myself that permission to do both, because don't worry, you guys know how it is when people come into the event. As soon as they walk in, everybody belongs. We're going to make them feel safe. Can we give Jill a kiss? Thank you so much, Jill. And by the way, you guys, Jill came to Africa with us. She was our only official client on the trip. It was amazing. We'll be sharing with you more about the trip in the upcoming months. I'll put my Africa video in the ELA forum so you guys can see it. But just think about it. If you ever wanted to come, I'm working on Vivian to see if she would open up more spots so that we could bring some clients. I think it would be in October of 2020. So think about it. If you'd want to come on a trip like that with us, there'll probably be some spots open for a few of you guys. But let's hear from Sarah. Sarah is a major Bring a Friend rock star. Thank you for being here, Sarah.
Oh, thanks for having me. And hello, ELA ladies. I know that you are loving your ELA year as much as Jill and I loved ours. It's so fun to see you, Serena and Sage. And I can't believe that your hearts are bigger than ours was, but she said so. So you've got some really big hearts, and I want to meet you more.
I'm busted.
The thing that Sage just said about you don't have to take care of your people, there's a little nugget there. Make sure your people know this is a great chance to network. So we're not going to hang out together at all, hardly, because you get to meet a whole bunch of people. And if you hang out with me, you already know me. Go meet some more. And planting that idea in their head about you can meet 500 women that are pretty cool. And you might as well come network like mad if that's the minimum you do. Who to invite is anyone that's got anything cool going on in their lives. It doesn't need to be an entrepreneurial woman. It can be anybody that's cool, that's fun, that's exciting, that's interesting, that's in transition. Someone you love that you would like to share something you love with. Just think about who they are. And I mean, I don't know for sure what you want me to say, Sage.
Well, you guys, Sarah was working the angles when she found out about the contest. She opened up her phone and she was just scrolling through her phone. She had a list that she showed us full of names of people she wanted to invite. She was posting on her Facebook feed. And I do just want to say, you guys, by the way, this is game on. Like, the contest is game on. You can invite your immediate network, call people up, and you can invite your Facebook network. You can post on your Facebook personal page that you have a certain amount of tickets. We are starting by gifting every single one of you 12 tickets. Now, this event sells out every year. And so you're going to have a month to play this game. And those tickets are available first come, first serve. So last year, the winners had about 17 friends in the room. Once they booked their 12 friends, they let us know, are there more tickets? And we let them keep going because some people aren't booking their tickets at all. So you each have 12 to start the game with, first come, first serve. When the event sells out, right, then doors are closed on the Bring a Friend contest. But that's why we get you started early so that you have a full month to play, because we don't ever usually sell out until end of February. And yeah, Sarah, just thank you for putting your heart into it. And it was amazing to meet your friends as well.
Thank you. It was really fun. Do it. It's fun.
Well, and I saw Sarah and Jill both, their businesses grew as they played the enrollment game. And, you know, when I first played in one of my coaches, Kendall Summerhawk, did a contest kind of like this, I was kind of pissed. I'll be upfront about that. Like, I was kind of pissed at how much time she was spending on it. I was like, she's just trying to get me to recruit clients for her. And then I realized I had resistance about recruiting clients, period. At that point in my life, I only had about 6 clients. And I was judging her, but I needed to freaking learn about what she was doing. So I decided, you know what, if I have resistance, I should just play, game on. I'm gonna bring 3 friends and see how it goes. And that was the month that I had my first $10,000 speaking engagement. So it's like, what was fun for me in playing for Kendall is I was able to promote her in ways that I wasn't feeling confident promoting myself because I believed in her program. So I went hard. I stood in the fire with people and like, what would stop you from going to this event? And then I noticed some of that energy was spilling over into my own enrollment conversations. And for about 6 weeks, I kind of felt like I was riding on her coattails in a really beautiful way. And then I started having bigger results myself. So that's what our hope is for many of you. I want to just point out really quickly on the second, third, on the last page, whatever page it is, of your enrollment handout, I put some of my favorite Bring a Friend tips in here for you to be upfront about the process, to call your friends, don't just email them. Ask them, you know, what's next for you in your business. Let them know that you have these full scholarship or free tickets. And then we even gave you a Facebook post right here. One of my favorite Facebook posts, maybe with a photo from the event if you have one. And we're just really excited for you guys to play. May the best woman win her free seat in Leverage. Raise your hand if you're excited to let your friends know about Women Rocking Business Live. Thank you in advance. We can't wait to meet your friends. Let's give a big wahoo for Sarah and Jill and for everybody who's going to play. Ow, 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 ow!
Ow, ow, ow.
Hey, Serena, this is unscripted, but I'm going to stay on for another 15 or so minutes just to keep coaching women on their business plans. I know you might have to hop off.
I do. I have a client I got to pounce for. But ladies, I am such a fan of the Bring Your Friend contest. As you know, we do what we challenge you to do. And last year, I invited my housemate. She was struggling to make money. She was struggling to make rent. We were living together, and she had all of these really great ideas. And she was young, and I had no idea if it would work for her or not. And she is excelling in this program. So she made so much money, she moved out and she moved into something else that she wanted. So I just want to say that, you just never know who needs the opportunity to actually create something sustainable for themselves. So I love this game. I love this process. It's going to be way easier to sell Women Rock in Business than anything else because we have so much material that you can share. Thank you for spreading the word and helping the women around you and making Ubuntu a reality. I'm going to bounce off. It's great to be back. I'll see you on the Facebook page. Thank you,
Serena. Mwah. Serena, I'll be back with you next week. I love leading calls with you, my dear, so much.
Likewise.
And I'm so glad I was able to hop on this call during my launch week as well. And I'm stoked to stay on for a few extra minutes. So let's loop around to people who haven't gotten a chance to ask a question yet. Ashley Moon, congratulations, by the way.
Hi, thank you.
How can I support you?
Okay, so quick question. I have two quickies. One is for this contest, we can invite our clients, right? Because I'm thinking I do coach some clients, but it's mostly, cluttered creatives who are organizing their life and their business. But I feel like this could still be a good fit for some of them.
Sophia Tom actually brought clients last year. I think Elizabeth Beads did. And if they do end up investing with us, we usually help them get better results in your programs too. And we're always going to, our whole coaching team is going to be trained to make sure that if they say, oh, well, I'm already in Ashley's program, the whole coaching team at Women Rocking Business Live is trained to stay in Ashley's program, do her program first. Like, we are very for you guys. So just know that we won't be trying to steal anyone away from you.
And in terms of coordination, I haven't started to book carpooling or flights or lodging, but I guess that might be something I think about if I want to go there with people from LA.
It's fun. Yeah, you can get a whole group going, share a hotel room.
And we don't have
or not, and let them deal with themselves, because as soon as they sign up, we're going to get them resources to be connected with other people, to do ride shares and room shares with other people. So you guys don't have to feel obligated about that part, but it can absolutely be fun. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like a lot of friends of mine work in my company and are their own entrepreneurs. And it's been one of my strategies. I surround myself with as many people as I can who are doing work like this because we all get to be more successful together. So it's kind of a strategic move to get some people that in your community, get them these tools too.
Mm-hmm. And we haven't started doing logistics yet of booking rooms. Like, we do it on our own this time. It's not like the last.
We'll give you all the details about that next week. So that you guys, have all the details to book your room and get your VIP meal package. You guys all get a discount. If you guys want to do the networking meals, you guys all get our, our base rate for that. So we'll get you all those details next week.
Thank you. My only other quick question is, can you remind me, I missed what the third place prizes were for the contest?
Yes, Shannon, do you remember the third place prizes for the Big Deal contest? It's coaching sessions and a gift certificate.
We got 3 Gold Pass coaching sessions and a $1,500 gift certificate.
Awesome, thank you. So proud of you. Give Ashley another kiss.
Thank you.
All right, what about Lisa Eddy? How can I support you today, love?
I was muted. Hi.
Hi, sweetie. Good to see you.
I knew you were calling me next. Okay, so I can tend to do the underestimating what I can get done in the long term and overestimating short term. So I'm not entirely clear. I'm just really in this program now. I just finished another certification in December. So I just wanted a little bit of guidance because I'm not super great at planning this stuff sometimes. I'm ready to book a talk, I think. I mean, I haven't written the talk, so am I booking the talk first or am I writing the talk first?
Well, it's, it doesn't really matter. Once you book it, then you will create it. I know for me, there was no better way to hold my feet to the fire to create a pretty awesome talk than to actually put one on the calendar and have a couple people signed up. I was like, oh, now I have to make sure I create the talk. So just so you guys know, we also gave you the levels of business handout again for the new year, just to get everybody on the same page. Mm-hmm. This is our master plan. Serena's going to go through this again with you next week. But remember, this is when you're confused about what you should be doing. We've been doing this for 10 years. We've put thousands of women through this program. I promise that this is kind of the build out that will work for you the fastest. It doesn't mean you can't do other things, but this is the build out, develop that signature story, book talks, right? Get out there and speak, right? Learn to give discovery sessions, right?
Okay.
Get out there and speak, develop your signature story, speak. In fact, in level 1, I'm just realizing my graphic designer just redid this. It should say, book signature talks. But when you go back through the ELA materials, you'll see, that the plan that we really lay out for you is to speak locally and then get on Facebook Live, practice your videos, teach a little bit, offer your discovery sessions, and be pulling in your clients that way. So highly recommend you get a speaking gig booked in the next few weeks. And we're excited for you.
May I ask a question about organization around this? If you or anyone has a tip on time management, being realistic about planning out a project. Ashley, of course. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, my one tip, I'll give you one and then I'll let you get with Ashley offline. But we are always going to underestimate how long some of this stuff takes to do. Wouldn't you guys agree? Raise your hand if you start working on your website, you start working on your talk, and you're like, oh my gosh, this takes a long time. So what I recommend that you do are a few things. Number 1, make sure that you've given yourself some blocks of time in your schedule to work on your business rather than in your business. And make sure you've made those distinctions, you guys. When you're working in your business, you're seeing clients, you're maybe writing an email, you're setting up a Facebook group, you're booking a talk. That's working in your business. You need a couple of blocks of time each week to work on your business. Big picture stuff, like where am I going over the next couple months? How many talks do I want to give? Okay, if I have these 3 or 4 different venues that I know I could do a talk at, which ones do I want to reach out to first? To really be doing that big picture thinking. Maybe you do that with another ELA sister. You guys, I used to get on Zoom like this with one of my colleagues in my very first coaching program, and we would sit there and work on our businesses together, and we would be on Zoom together. There was something about having somebody else there for 90 minutes at a time, and we'd both just be busting through stuff, and every once in a while we'd have a question for each other. But it's if you notice you're not doing it, book yourself some get it done, get it done parties with yourself or with a buddy or whatever is going to hold your feet to the fire and have you do the things that you're most afraid to do. So you need a couple chunks of time in your week where you have at least 3 hours set aside to be doing the big rock projects, the booking the talks, the, putting your talk together. And then when you guys are making lists of things that you need to do, don't just make a list that says, launch my free gift. This is what my lists used to look like. Launch my free gift, book 3 more signature talks, fix my website. And that was 3 things on a to-do list that was 20 hours of work, right? And no wonder I wasn't getting to it. It was so overwhelming. So what I recommend you do instead is to actually break it down. What are the 3 or 5 steps that I would need to do to actually get that signature talk booked? Okay, so now that I have my title, I'm going to, make a draft of what I would say when I call up the venue. Then I'm going to call 3 venues, then I'm going to work on the outline for my talk or work on my slideshow, right? Create a website is not something that belongs on a to-do list. There's components involved in that website, right? I need an opt-in box. I need to know what words are going on the page. Which picture am I going to use? When you bullet point out your to-do list, then you can get a better idea of, oh, wow, I'm going to need a few hours to do this project, rather than constantly having this barrage of things that you think you need to do on your shoulders and you're never getting to it, right? Break it down, nut it down, give yourself chunks of time, and reward yourself. Please, please, for the love of the goddess, reward yourself when you get these things done. When I got my opt-in box up on my website, I went out and celebrated with my girlfriends. I was like, that opt-in box was a big deal for me. Somebody's got to take me out tonight. So that it's not like you're never reaching those pinnacles and then you just feel like you're working all the time. I'm excited for you, Lisa. Is that helpful?
Yes, thank you, Sage.
Give her a kiss. Mwah. All right, let's hear from Ada. What do you got, girl?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. I also want help with short-term strategy, because what happened recently was I had a painting group of 6 women and 3 re-enrolled when I said that the next level is going to be paying. And then my star person dropped out a week ago. And so that leaves like 1.5. And I said, this is not working. I went into a deep depression. And in the meantime, 2 other opportunities showed up. I started skiing, and in Lugano, somebody asked in this English group who wants to ski. Like 6 new women showed up and said, we want to go skiing. And I live in a location where I'm at the foothills of a ski area. So I thought, should I move that focus? I mean, I have that 6 women. The problem was I didn't have the courage to go back and talk to them when they said it's too much. So
are you talking about the 6 women who wanted, I don't understand, you lost me when you said they wanted to go skiing because you're a painting instructor.
No, this is a totally new group of people that showed up, because when these 6 women who were working with me with the painting group, they had really wonderful testimonials. They had great results. But when we started talking about money, they said, I cannot afford it. So all this teaching that you are doing today and the other information on.
Oh, you're asking if you should go back to those people?
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's 6 of them and they all have different lives and they all have different problems. Some of them, maybe they really can afford it, but some of them can. And so definitely I would actually put it back in front of them and put it in front of anybody that you can, that you're doing some kind of a New Year discount. And every single one of you guys, the New Year is a great excuse to reach back out to people and let them know, hey, I've got a New Year special going on. Would you like to book a session with me? Get in my calendar. Let's talk about how I can support you in the new year.
I have this problem of really feeling it's about me and judging them. Like they have the money, but they don't want to pay.
And so I'm going to suggest that you use the tools we laid out today, use these specific tools, and then let us know how it's going specifically on the Facebook page, okay?
Okay.
Okay,
great.
Kiss for Adam. Mwah. Love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, what about Marlene? Last one. Let's do one more. What do you got, Marlene? And then we'll do more next week. And we'll be here to support you on the Facebook page as well, you guys. How are you, Marlene?
Hello there. Recovering, obviously, but that cold that everybody's getting.
Oh, God, I have not been that sick in like 2.5 years. It was like the nastiest bug. Oh, God.
Off today, that's a big improvement.
Hey, you're here.
I'm not so sure people didn't pay someone to lose my voice, but you know. Anyway, some of it is similar to the first girl about when I looked at the business plan, the first level, second level, third level. How do you know how long to stay in each level? That's part of my question. And the other part is months ago when you guys were talking about people being overwhelmed, I didn't think I was overwhelmed at the time, but now I feel overwhelmed.
I got overwhelmed a little late in the game.
Yeah, it was like a delayed reaction because I do have some things going on where I have a couple people. I have let's see, I've got a person that's already been paying for the 90. I only have a 90-day program. That's all I have.
Yeah, so your focus right now for pretty much all of you guys, your focus is getting clients.
Yeah.
The two fastest ways to get clients are speaking,
yeah,
speaking live. That's the fastest way. Signature talks, get in front of groups that are already meeting, meetup groups, yoga centers, and video on social media. Whatever floats your boat. Some of you guys love Instagram. Some of you guys are using our Facebook strategies. We have great Facebook strategies waiting for you in the library. We'll be doing more training this year on how to use Facebook strategies, make videos, teach a little bit, offer discovery sessions. You guys can use my videos that are sitting in the Women Rocking Business Sisterhood group right now. We're in a launch right now. You know, use that as an example. There's so much to learn from over there. Scroll down through the page, see what's happening, see what kind of posts I'm doing, how am I engaging people, and what do I say in videos to have people feel served? Of course, my goal is that they walk away feeling like they learned something, that their time was well spent, and I want them to know that there's more where that came from. And you'll hear me doing it throughout all the videos, and you can absolutely model exactly what I'm doing. You don't even need a Facebook group. You can just do it on your personal page to get started. But for those of you that are ready to start building out Facebook followings, all the information is there for you to get started doing that. And those are the two quickest ways people are going to find you. Speaking locally in little videos that have a hot title to the video. Hey, for all of you who are struggling with such and such, here's what I'm doing. Here's who I am. Here's a quick tip for you. For those of you that would like to take another step, I'd love to get you in my calendar. I opened up 5 spots this month. Simple, simple, simple. It is not rocket science. I'm excited to watch you guys getting out there in 2020. The new year is always a time that we see our Entrepreneurial Leadership Academy women really start to get more visible. So let's do this, Marlene.
Okay.
Got it? Give her a kiss. Mwah. All right. Take a look at the handouts for this month. We'll be back with you next week to go deeper into the levels of business and continuing to support you to rock this out. This group is strong, strong, strong. Keep supporting each other. Go ahead and unmute yourself and let me know one word of what you're walking away with. And let's together make 2020 the best year ever, because we can do it together. You guys can have the kind of results that even surprise you in the next 90 days. Those next few clients, those next high-paying clients, you can have that, and you will have it faster when you keep leaning into each other. What are you walking away with? One word.
Go deep.
Recommitment.
Progress.
Commitment.
Action.
Encouragement.
Movement.
Next step.
Action.
All right, you guys got this.
Reconnected. Thank you.
Bye. I love you all. Make sure you hop over to the Bring a Friend page and just get registered right now. Start inviting your friends. Keep saying hi in the ELA Facebook group. Keep letting us know how we can support you. Have an amazing rest of your day. Let's rock 2020. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.